Hi, everyone. Welcome to Parent to Parent. I am Tania Farran. I am the host of this show, Raising the Well-Adjusted Child, a Parent's Manual. So I'm going to go through today and I'm going to talk to you about some of the different guests that we will be having on our show this quarter. I can't believe it. We blew through all of first quarter and here we are already ready into second quarter. And I'm just super excited to share the guests that I have. So I just want to give you a quick reminder, popping this up here. I am the author of Raising the Well-Adjusted Child, a Parent's Manual. It is available for you on Amazon. A little bit about this book is that it is a great resource for parents. I always tell parents it is like the springboard of conversation between whomever you are parenting with. Get you started, a parent group, get you started talking about parenting and what types of things you need to discuss and dive into. There's chapters and topics on parenting as a lifetime commitment, consequences and discipline. What's the difference between the two? Creating structures and routine in your home, finding faith with your family. And that's any faith. And so, really thinking about those things. I've got things about partnering with your schools and how to become a partner with your schools, dinner time, fun activities for kids, self-care for moms, all kinds of things inside here. And the thing that I love the most about this book that we added into it are the discussion questions at the back of the book. I absolutely love the discussion questions in the back of the book because they grow with you. As your child evolves and changes, you have to go back in and answer those questions again. So check it out. It's on Amazon. Great resource for parents. All right. Hello, Leslie Flowers. Thank you so much for joining us today for Parent to Parent. Appreciate you very much. Leslie is part of the 2350 Network and was an incredible sponsor to our most recent event, the Virtual Wellness Experience. So thank you so much for that. Catch her shows on Mondays and on Fridays live at 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Hi, Jackie Hallberg. Thank you so much for joining us as well. Another great person who was a part of the Virtual Wellness Experience, as well as she's a member of the 2350 Network. She has a show tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 o'clock Central Time. So make sure that you catch that show as well. I'll be popping onto her show. She is a great person, a great human. She talks about relationships often, but she is also an advisor for parenting. And so she's a wonderful resource for us here. She's been on my show before, and I'm sure we'll bring her back again. And then dear friend Christy Williams, who is another member of the 2350 Network and just a great friend and person. She helps support us. She's a parent as well. And so it's great to hear her input and excited to have you all here with us today. So thank you so much. Hi, William Lane from Delaware. So excited to have you in the house tonight. We're going to be talking about William tonight. So I'm not going to give him much of an intro because he's going to get a little bit bigger of an introduction here in a few minutes. I like to keep this kind of fast and furious, right? So we've got about 30 minutes here at the most to go through and talk about the guests that we have on our show. So we meet on Monday evenings at 5 p.m. Central Time. And I host a different guest every time. And I absolutely love being able to do that, to bring you parents the resources that you need to help you with this ever important job that you have as a parent. I just shared with you my book, so make sure that you catch that if you haven't yet. So we kick off next week with Nikki Hernandez. She is on LinkedIn. She is a great resource and a great person for you all. I met her just by chance, and Nikki has shared with me, she has a podcast called Gentle Parenting. In fact, I'm going to be a guest on her show as well here pretty soon, but we're going to bring her to the show so that you can learn about her podcast, Gentle Parenting. She talks about homeschooling on that podcast. She talks about putting some different structures and routines into homeschooling and virtual learning. And that's actually the topic that I'm going to be talking about with Nikki Hernandez. She is on next week with us. And this is going to be in chronological order. So as you're seeing these guests, these are the ones that are coming every Monday coming soon to you all. So you'll want to make sure to catch her. I'm excited to get to know her a little bit more myself. So if you have any questions that you want to ask her about her parenting podcast, send them to me and I'll ask her on the show. All right, I'm excited to bring Richard Lowenthal with us again and talking about teens and socialization. And so he is the owner and designer of the Go Brunch platform. And he did some amazing things with it with kids and teens in the 2000, early 2020. And, you know, during COVID, and he found it a really amazing connection between kids and what kids needed. And so we're going to dig into some socialization with Richard and talk about what he has available for kids and how you can use it as a parent, as the organizer of a parent group organization, as an educator. So lots of different ways that you can use his platform, how you get a hold of it, what does it look like, what's the best use of it. So jump in with that. It's a virtual socialization platform that kids can use. All right. I want to also welcome Coach Carrie. Thank you for joining us today, checking in from Indiana. Love all these people all around the world. Coach Carrie is going to be on the show as well. So we'll get to her in just a minute as well. All right, we're kind of hitting some teens this quarter. So Brenda Lisa Acosta, she is a member of the 2350 Network, a friend, and she's presented at a few of our events. But she's also the mom of a teen who has a very strong following on social media, and so a lot of you that are parents out there, I'm sure your kids are on social media. I would say probably 95% of kids are on some form of social media, whether it be TikTok or it's, Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat. And so how do you manage that as a mom? How do you regulate that? And her daughter, I believe, has been monetizing off of social media. And so, how do you support that as a parent? Do you encourage it? Do you discourage it? How do you guide your child through monetizing off of social media? And how do you guide them through that? What do you teach them so that they're safe on that and that you're able to help them manage their life with it? So I'm very interested in talking to Brenda Lees about this. It is definitely something that our kids are active on. And so it's a real true topic for us to talk about as parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, educators. So if you know some people, dig in. All of these events are prepared for you. They are ready to go on LinkedIn, on YouTube, and on Facebook. So you can dig into creative living ideas onto my own personal page in LinkedIn, and you'll be able to see all of these events, and you can bookmark the ones that you want to come to. So thank you so much. Those of you in the audience, if you have a question or comment, please feel free to drop it in so that we can get those questions or comments to them. All right. So I'm going to share with you William Lane. We met a while back, William and I did, and we talked about his role as an educator, and he's had a couple of different positions as an educator. He has 30 years of experience in middle school education. He's been a teacher and a principal and a coach, and he also hosts a special education program at a university. And William, if you're still with us, if you wouldn't mind, feel free to drop some things in the chat about you that maybe I'm missing. And so, one of the things that he really helps support families with is that collaborative IEP. So if you don't know what an IEP is, it's called an individualized education plan, or you might have heard the term special education. So a student who is in a special education course, they would have an IEP. They would have that individual education plan. And there's a lot to know about it. I mean, I've been in education for a long time, and I'm still learning things about that collaborative IEP and what does that look like for my kids? How do I ask for it? What do I need to know about it as a parent? And so if you've ever had anyone that has an IEP or you have questions about it, drop it in this chat and we'll get that to Dr. William Lane and we can talk a little bit more about it. So he's coming to us from Delaware. And so I'm excited to have him on the show as we dig into this. It's really important. That's that partnership between the school and the parent that we need to really improve and make sure that we are connecting those two together. All right. So come join us for that spectacular event. We've also got parenting with Coach Carrie Willis. And so I'm excited to bring her onto this show with us also. And she has, recently been introduced to me. I did not know her very well. And I've had the pleasure of having a coffee chat with her and sitting down with her and getting to know her a little bit better as she came to one of the 2350 network groups. And so we were talking about it, and she talks a lot about finance, and she talks about those sorts of things. And she's a parent. And so I thought it would be really, really great for us to get together and for us to, talk about parenting together. It's always good to have people who are actually in the trenches. They are really working towards, parenting strategies and skills and learning new parenting strategies. And so that's important for us to work on together. I apologize. I'm flipping through my notes here and I lost my place, but now I'm back where I need to be. All right, I'm going to take just a minute here and I'm going to flip some things up so we can see some people who have joined us. Again, we've got great Leslie Flowers in the audience, Jackie Hallberg. Thank you so much for being here. Christy Williams, William Lane, Coach Carrie. This is who's on the slide right now. Christy Williams. And this is a great question. I would love to ask Dr. Lane about the impact on students with special needs and the impact on virtual education. Does he feel it helps or hurts? And what are the pros and cons? So we'll circle back to that question. Unless Dr. Lane, you'd like to answer it in the chat, we would be happy to have that from you. So you can do that, and we'll come back to that as we work on our next guest. Dr. Lane has also written a book called Stop Being Invisible, Improving Communication Skills. So thank you so much. And Coach Carrie, if you have anything that you feel that you would like to add about your present or about your time on our show, please feel free to do that. All right. So excited to bring this person with me as well. We haven't really talked about single parenting. And so I'm excited to bring on Angela DeMarco. She was referred to me by another friend, Nikki, and by Nick, and she's been really cool. It was really cool to get to know her and to meet with her, but she is a single parent. And, we wanted to talk about, what does that journey look like? How do you navigate being a single parent? And so we talked through that and talked through some things together. And I think it'll be a great resource. There's a lot of single parents in our world. And how do you do that? And one of the things she really wants to focus on is, how do you do that without tearing the other parent down? And I think we've got some great things to talk about with this. And how do you do that? She said she's been, I believe, has had 2 marriages, excuse me, I believe. And she said the first one, she sort of tore them down a little bit, but learned better with the second. And so I think that's important for us to learn from her. What are the things that didn't work well the first time? What are the things that worked well the second time? And, how do you manage time of being a single parent? Where do you find time to be yourself or to have a break from life? So I'm excited about bringing her along for that part of the show. All right, Christy, wanted to share back with Dr. Lane. My son had an IEP for ADHD. I found a great private school for special education so he would not feel singled out. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. It is, it can be hard for kids, and you have to find the right fit. And I think that's, really a great thing that is happening in our world, is that we're able to start making some choices with where our kids can go to school. And I think that's really helpful for them. It's not a one size fits all program anymore. And Coach Carrie's going to talk about the journey with her son and what it's like being a boy mom in fun times. I love that. See, I get to learn from everybody so much. And that's what I love the most is that, being able to, learn from other people. I'm a girl mom. I have 2 girls. And so I don't know what it's like to be a boy mom. And Christy, thank you so much. Single parenting is a challenge. And, when I wrote my book, I did talk about parenting and I incorporated some things on single parenting and was able to grab some resources from some friends who were single parents. And so we could write a whole book just on single parenting. That is for sure. Definitely needed. And thank you. Yes. It is so well. This is so great to find those things. Absolutely. And so that sums up. I know it sounds like not a lot, but we had just a few of our guests. It's about 8 people that are joining us for this period of time. This quarter is going to be kind of short. It gets us to June. And then I take a little bit of a break from June to July, and then we'll gear back up. I've already got guests. So what I want to make sure that you know also is that if you're interested in being a guest on my show, please let me know. I am booking for 3rd and 4th quarter. I have some dates already set up for some people, but I have some open slots. So if you're feeling like this is something that you would like to be on, you have a topic that you would like to talk about, please reach out to me, let me know. Or if you know other people who are great resources for me on these topics. Now, another thing that I want to make sure that I show you is my YouTube channel. So give me just 1 second while I get that kind of logged into here. I wanted to make sure I got to the right one. And then that way you could see it. Because I think it's really important for you to see the YouTube channel so that you know where to find this resource, because this is important for you to be able to access. And there's always a multi-factor verification, isn't there, friends? Oh my gosh, sorry about that. And we're almost there. Just 1 second. Okay, here we go. All right. Goodness, I'm sorry. This didn't go. I put in the wrong email. I'm sorry for the wrong YouTube channel. Oh boy. Now I think we're going to be good to go. We are ready. All right. So this is the Parent to Parent YouTube channel, and it is under Parent to Parent. If you have not subscribed to it, please subscribe to the channel. I've got amazing resources on here for you. So if you click to this live tab here, this is where you can see all of the shows that are coming up. And so you'll see I've got Nikki Hernandez coming up next week. Then we've got Richard coming. Then we have Brenda Lees. Then we have Dr. William Lane. Then we have Angela DeMarco. And so those are the ones that are coming up. It looks like I've got a couple more to maybe push out there, but these are the ones that are coming up. Oh no, I'm on vacation. That's why there's a gap. That's why there's a gap between May and June. I'm going on vacation. Anyway, so these are the ones that we have coming up. You can go back in and you can look at the past ones, the ones that we have previously held and had, so that you can learn more about these guests. Okay. So check them out. I also have another Parenting in the Trenches, something with Dr. Misbah Qureshi. We're starting that up again the end of this month, called Parenting with a Purpose. And so she and I will be talking, we'll be bringing guests on, doing some different things. So really trying to build this channel up, really trying to get this exposed out to some people people. So if you've not yet subscribed, please subscribe, share it with your friends, because there's lots of great resources. Again, I try to keep this to 30 minutes or less, so that, you can get pop these in your ears, go for a walk on a Monday night, get your steps in and be listening, getting some resources for yourself. And then, you can get on with your day. So check out Parent to Parent. The handle is Parent to Parent Talks. And please subscribe to the channel. We would love to have you be with us. So you can check out, there's other videos on here. Also, there's videos of me reading the chapters of my book. And so, you'll be able to check some of those things out. You can listen to chapters and excerpts of my book. I'll be finishing reading them. I just haven't had the time to sit down and read any more chapters out and record it, but that will be coming. There's some different tips for parenting, transitions, getting to know your school community. So check out all the resources that are on this Parent to Parent channel. There's a lot of really great resources for you as a parent. And we'll just continue to build this content so that you have just a wealth of information. All right. That is all that I really had for you all tonight. Thank you all so much for being here. We'll be here next week with Nikki Hernandez. I'm excited to have her on the show. And so come back, bring your friends, come back and join us, bring your friends. We'll have a good time together in the audience. And Coach Carrie, yes, send me that picture so that I can get that added to the flyer. I hope that you all have an amazing, amazing day. It's probably a lot of you are on spring break or have been on spring break. I hope you enjoyed that time with your family, your kids. Please let me know if there's any way that I can serve you or your community that you are in, and reach out to me and connect with me. I would love to get to know you better. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your day and a great rest of your week. Take care now.